Why is Sun Tzu so widely popular but Chanakya is not? Is it because of the positive promotion of the Chinese culture in world media and people taking more interest in it? Um, Look, Sun Tzu, yeah, he is more famous than Chanakya because the West, for the longest time, was a big fan of China. Why was the West a big fan of China? Because the Chinese had opened up their market to the West. They had agreed to manufacture all of the West's cheap goods in China, and China was behaving like a nation that has decided to bow down to the West and ally itself with the West. And the West thought that eventually we'll make China democratic and will completely transform them. So because China was cooperating and so on, and the West was aiding and abetting the slow rise of China, the West thought that okay, we should give China some privileges like we give to every defeated nation. For example, a lot of Japanese culture is popularized worldwide because of American promotion, like manga and whatnot. Yeah, all that. Japanese anime. When it comes to anime, when it comes to South Korea, they have popularized K-pop, which no one understands a word of, but K-pop is somehow popular. I just don't get why. It's because the Americans have extended their privilege to the Koreans because they are a vassal state. They are an occupied state, and occupied states, defeated nations, get some privileges. Okay, India has refused to be a defeated nation. I know there are so many problems in India, so much that's wrong in India, but we are not a defeated nation. The West only glorifies defeated cultures. They destroyed the Scandinavian culture of the Vikings. Today they glorify it. They make movies about it. Thor. Okay, they have destroyed Samoan culture, defeated it. They've Christianized them all. Now they make movies like Moana and so on. What else? Yeah, Mulan, Chinese again, right? Japanese culture. There was this movie called Multiverse of Misery, Multiverse of Madness, whatever. I happened to unfortunately watch the movie. I think there is this scene in which there's this big meeting and gathering of all the gods, in which Thor and Zeus come face to face. How can Thor and Zeus come face to face, a Greek god and a Scandinavian god, who are the same god? Yeah, idiotic. Yeah, again, they will glorify Greek gods because Greek has been defeated. That culture has been destroyed. So in that movie, this is great meeting of all the gods. You had gods from obscure religions, but not a single Indian god because India is not a defeated culture. So you get it, right? Similarly, the West has promoted Sun Tzu, and they have completely tried to marginalize Chanakya. But I would say that Chanakya is superior. Okay, because if you read Sun Tzu's little book, The Art of War, you'll find it's not a book of strategy or tactics. It's not a book that will aid you to construct a successful military campaign or construct a successful quasi-military campaign like a World Cup victory or something. It's not a book of that. Sun Tzu's book is a book of stratagems, very clever sounding ideas. It's not a book of strategy. It's a book of stratagems. What's the difference between a strategy and a stratagem? So, a strategy is a comprehensive, overarching plan or a set of plans to achieve a long term goal. A long term goal. It's a roadmap on how to achieve your desired outcome, considering various factors and various potential scenarios. That's a strategy. On the other hand, a stratagem, which Sun Tzu's book is full of, it is a small, very specific, often clever or deceptive tactic or scheme used to achieve a particular small short-term goal, often as part of a bigger strategy. Okay, so i- in a stratagem, you typically will surprise an opponent or you will outmaneuver an opponent. So a strategy is a big picture plan, like deciding how to win the next World Cup. It has so many moving parts, so many components. A stratagem, as opposed to a strategy, is a specific move or tactic within the plan. Okay, how to defeat this goalkeeper of this country from this direction. Okay, so strategy is like building a bridge, and stratagem is like using a clever construction technique to speed up one component of the bridge building process. That's the difference. Chanakya's book is a book of strategy, it's a book of straight craft, it's a book of how to administer a gigantic subcontinent sized empire. Sun Tzu's book is a book of stratagems, clever little tactics. Huge difference. But the West has promoted Sun Tzu and they have sought to marginalize Chanakya.